Listen, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro. At the end of the day, it's a wise decision that you not fit into society. See, what happens is the trap in America is, are you black enough? If you have this skin color, they want to find out, are you black enough or you're just not cool? So if you don't do what other black people do, they're going to call you a nerd and not cool. But I'm here to tell you, this is revenge of the nerds. The nerds are the only guys who can lock in. You can't lock in if you're not part nerd. Just here to tell you, all the guys who are in school, they were getting laughed at, they had the bifocals on. Those are the multimillionaires right now. The same guys that got laughed at. See, what happens is, the wolves, they love laughter. I repeat, what happens is, the wolves, they love laughter. Listen, the wolves have to laugh. They can't seem like a wolf to be a wolf. That's part of their finesse games. I repeat, that's part of their finesse games. At the end of the day, it's important you learn to be an individual. What's going to make you multi-millions and end all generational curses? You have to learn how to be an individual. This title of the video is going to be called How to Stay 10 Toes Down. Or no, matter of fact, the title of the video is going to be called The Importance of Staying 10 Toes Down. I repeat, the title of this video is going to be called The Importance of Staying 10 Toes Down. Listen, when you stay 10 toes down, that's the only way you can fight your marijuana addiction. Listen, I just have to let it be known. Listen, I'm going to just make a separate video on about how to stop smoking weed. At the end of the day, you got to understand how to be an individual. You have work to do. You want to end all generational curses. You don't want your next future child or your future children or your first future children to have to go through what the rest of you and the family had to go through. At the end of the day, listen, you can end all generational curses by staying 10 toes down. See, when you 10 toes down, they're going to say you're not black enough because you speak 3 different languages. And it's not Arabic. See, what happens is, Arabic, listen, if you're melanated and you speak Arabic, see what happens is, that comes from religion. Like Muslims, they learn to speak Arabic. That doesn't really count. I repeat, I'm here to tell you that does not count. I'm talking about, listen, if you're not going to go live in Israel, Jerusalem, countries like that, what's the point of even learning Arabic? Now listen, at the end of the day, you got to understand, learn more than 1 to 2 languages. It will take you very far in life. When you're an individual, you don't have to race bait about black guys are listening to the YT man. They love to say the YT man. They're so afraid. Listen, the wolves need to travel in packs because they're so afraid. They don't even pronounce it the white man. They say the YT man. What, the YouTube man? I'm the YouTube man. I'm the YT man. So what are you talking about? At the end of the day, create content. This can relieve all stress besides exercise. This can also inspire people to be better. Listen, at the end of the day, I have one of the greatest messages on YouTube. I repeat, at the end of the day, I have one of the greatest messages on YouTube. The message is so good, you probably might stop lusting for life. I repeat, the information I give you is so good, you probably 9 times out of 10, if you're not a troll and you're not a wolf, you're going to delete lust at all costs for the rest of your life. At the end of the day, just because you hear the voices that say, yeah, let's go to the club, see what's up with the shorties. Listen, stop trying to fit in. Just because you're BLK skin color, you're melanated. Listen, I'm going to just stop saying black. I'm melanated. Just because you're melanated and you're tatted up and you got neck tattoos, at the end of the day, that does not give you the right to try to fit in. Fitting in is going to get you backdoored. Fitting in is going to get you set up. You got to think about it. If you weren't trying to fit in and have friendships, how could you get backdoored? People only get backdoored by other people that they trusted. I'm going to say this again. People only get backdoored by other people that they trusted. The Bible told you, trust no man but God. You go against the Bible, you're going to get set up. At the end of the day, the Bible said, he who finds a wife findeth a good thing. All my cousins smashing everything that's walking past them. At the end of the day, it's best that I had to cut ties. At the end of the day, in a melanated community, they don't want you to cut ties. They want you to hang around guys who always disrespected you. And they played it off, oh, it's just a joke. But we family, so I'm going to let that slide. At the end of the day, ain't no letting nothing slide. Listen, they love to say, oh, you a funny type of guy. At the end of the day, I got to let you guys know, I'm a serious man. If I was a funny type of ha type of guy, I would be on here race baiting about the YT man and about the black man. But guess what? Once you're an individual and once you speak 3 languages, see, I speak Spanish and I speak Italian. So that gives me advantages over all the English people. All the people who only speak English in America, they don't have their passport. It gives me the advantage over all of them. And I'm not even in competition. I'm not in competition whatsoever. So when I expose people like DDG, and it's not even me exposing them, they expose themselves. They have to. It's a part of their ritual. I repeat, they have to. It's a part of their rituals. That's how they get pushed to the forefronts. They doing zesty stuff behind the scenes. They're all freaky greekies. At the end of the day, it's important that you be an individual. Once you're an individual, you won't pull up in a scat pack because the whole hood go crazy for a scat pack. You'll actually get the Hellcat or the Dodge Demon. The actual king of the Dodge. These guys want you to go out and get RTs and scats so you can fit in with the guys who got Hellcats. Fitting in is called cap. You guys are cap. A lot of guys, especially rappers, they get neck tattoos and face tattoos and dreadlocks so you could be afraid. So they could look like something that you would be afraid of. At the end of the day, when you're an individual, you can call cap. They wouldn't slide on a police officer like that. They wouldn't slap the back of the neck of a police officer, the same person that locked their best friend up for life. But they didn't retaliate about that. At the end of the day, listen, you got to leave people where they stand. Listen, you have to be 10 toes down. When I say you got to be 10 toes down, your future family depends on you being 10 toes down. Every time you're not 10 toes down, it's a potential mess up on business. It's a potential that you can get potentially disrespected. It's a chance you could potentially lose resources. It's chances that you could potentially catch an SA charge because you wanted to fit in with your friends. You all went to the club together. You all brought home 6 drunk women with 6 drunk guys. That's a potential SA case just from fitting in alone. What happens is when you want to fit in, they're going to tell you to get face tattoos. They're going to tell you to tat your whole face up like Blueface so you can attract you a Krishan Rock, a baddie. Why would you want a baddie? You don't want a beautiful, virtuous woman. You guys want a baddie. Then when a baddie do you wrong, you start to turn into the bad boy and start to turn cold like Steph is so cold. Then you start selling $67 SEX courses. But who are the SEX courses for? All the guys who want to fit in and be some type of alpha male. They want to fit in. They want to be liked. You got to understand. I got to post this video because the Joy lady who got fired from ESPN, she even said SEX is all a destruction of egotistical boundaries. At the end of the day, she said if a man is funny, if a man is in shape, and if he has the resources that you want, then she will give up the cat. She will destroy her whole egotistical boundaries. Listen, she literally said this out of her mouth. She said all of that independent woman stuff is going to go out the window once you meet an attractive guy. He's in shape, take care of himself. He's funny, and he makes the type of money that you desire. At the end of the day, SEX has nothing to do with how attractive you are. SEX is all about egotistical boundaries. It's a breakage of egotistical boundaries. It's two people egos coming together. She's lowering her guard. She's lowering her ego. You're heightening your ego when you hitting it from the back. You're going back, forward. Boom. 9 months you got a baby. What are you going to do for your ego now? You're going to back. Now she's throwing it back, forward. Boom. You got 2 kids now. You're on a run. You're on a rampage. You on fire. That's what your friends going to tell you when you want to fit in. Listen, people who have friends, I don't care if you just have one friend. I repeat, I don't care if you just have one friend. You want to fit in. You want to fit in. You want the same thing that they want. They want the same thing that you want. At the end of the day, if you stay 10 toes down, you could run up the millions without caring about anybody's opinion. I repeat, you could run up the million without caring about anybody's opinion, without dealing with any distractions. Because listen, when you got friends, their drama becomes your drama. And your drama becomes their drama. Listen, we are not toxic bonding with anybody. It's the same thing. Okay, I'll work out. I got buys and tries. But if I befriend another guy who got buys and tries, every time we go to the gym, it's going to feel like competition. He's going to be like, oh yeah, I got to get 5 more reps than he did. I got to get 5 more. He only did 2. I got to get 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. It puts you in competition when you have friends. If you have one friend, that's the guy you're in competition with. Even if you're not in competition with him, he's in competition with you low key. He's trying to make sure his life turns out better than yours. You're trying to make sure your life turns out better than his. At the end of the day, if it's not business, we don't need friendship, thanks to the help of social media. I repeat, if it's not about business, we don't need friendships. What we need to do is be alone. Listen, this is a jungle. A male lion, before he mates, he roams the jungle alone. I repeat, a male lion, before he mates, he roams the jungle alone. A lion is only around his family. If there's offsprings that are not related to him, you know what happens. If you into lions, you know what happens. A lion not even gonna take care of and play stepdad. A lion, listen, animals don't even play stepdaddy. Why are you playing stepdaddy? Animals don't bust every single day. You think a lion is out busting every single day? No, it needs that aggression to roam the jungle. It needs all the energy. It needs to be on edge as much as possible. When you release, you are now weak. You are in a relaxed state. Now that's a state where the enemy can destroy you. As a man, you're not naturally built to even be at a state of relaxation like that. As a man, you have testosterone for a reason. You're supposed to be the man of the jungle. You're supposed to walk around like a gorilla. Listen, at the end of the day, you don't need friends for protection. You can walk with the Lord. I repeat, you don't need friends for protection. You can walk with the Lord. Listen, leave the wolves alone. They love laughter. Well, I get good laughs with my friends. They love laughter. The wolves love laughter. The hyenas, they love... The hyenas love laughter. They're always laughing. Ha Davis, Kevin Hart, they're always laughing. When I'm here to tell you life is serious, not saying you gotta walk around like the Terminator. I understand some things are indeed funny, but laughing with random people that you call your friends, listen, stop it. When you become a multi-millionaire, that same guy you were laughing with, oh, he's setting a drop on you. I repeat, when you become a multi-millionaire and your friend is not a multi-millionaire, oh, you come back around, oh, all the girls looking at you in a Ferrari, he got the Toyota, they don't even want him, they don't want to even be around this guy. He's setting a drop on you. Yeah, he got 80 bands right in his backpack. Yeah, 80 bands. Man, 80 bands, I ain't never had 80 bands. They gonna set the drop on you. You got to understand. Listen, I'm going to just say what I was just going to say for another video. Listen, semen retention gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.